Couples who have been together a long time, 5 years, why are you not married? Marriage was always the goal for me in relationships. I know that's not true for everyone. I was just wondering why. I would lose my health insurance, which covers the medication I literally need to live. Not having kids, so it doesn't really matter too much to me, tbh. Me and my boyfriend have been together 8 years. But we got together when we were 16, 17, so we're still broke, and in our early 20s we will one day. We got married after 10 years together. By that stage we had bought a house. Both worked good jobs and had 2 children. Marriage was never our priority and was something we decided to do on a whim. It hasn't changed our relationship in any way, but it does mean we can get a widower's pension if one of us passes away. I'm 66, FE's 62M. We've been living together for 20 years. Financially, marriage would hurt us. There's simply zero reason for us to marry. We've been married before and we certainly aren't having kids. We are not religious. We have living wills and are each other's POA. We've paid for our cremations and have solid instructions for the kids upon death. We are living our best life. Don't need a marriage license. I was with my wife for 9 years before we got married. It simply came down to this: we don't need a piece of paper to prove we love each other. There was no tax or life benefits. Only reason we finally tied the knot was for medical benefits. Most people want to get married because they've been told it's what they're supposed to do since they are kids. Same with kids. The older you get, the less you care about it because you realize what matters most, and it's not that. Also, most weddings are a massive waste of money just to impress or do like others. It's ridiculous. Why do people need to get married? Because we live in NZ and have all the rights of a married couple but don't have to spend a bunch of money to get married. Also, most of our friends aren't married, and I mostly see getting married as a waste of money. I didn't marry my husband until 8 years in. Why do people rush? You're going to spend a lifetime with them. Take a decade and make sure it's right. You're not going to face hardships in 2 years or see enough of them to know it's forever. My fiancé and I didn't get engaged until 6 years in, and we will have been together 8 years by the time we actually get married. This is because we met at 18. We both wanted to graduate college, get jobs, be financially independent, and make it on our own before getting married. Been with my partner 15 years. I do not see why we would get married. The better question is, what is the reason for marriage? Been with same partner for 25 years. Been engaged for, I lost track, many years ago. Our kids are adults. We are common law partners legally and have had no issue for benefits and insurance, etc. for us not being married. Because it's a load of nonsense. Officiating something doesn't change anything. We bought a house instead. The real question is, why get married? Marriage is just a vestigial piece of paper from a more religious age. Me and my partner are both atheists. We don't see the point in spending a bunch of money and signing a bunch of government documents when it doesn't actually impact our relationship in any way. The tax breaks are not worth it. Open mouth smile. Also, divorces are expensive, and I won't have a judge dictate who gets to keep my own possessions. You should ask yourself how rational it is to see marriage as a goal in relationships. In many countries, there is no real benefit to being married except for inheritance laws. Not married for 20 years. We never had any reasons to get married. We don't believe in the existence of any supernatural entities or any other of the stories supporting marriage. For me personally, the idea of marriage always felt weird, and for her even more. What does the government have to do with who you love? We didn't get hitched until 6 years in. With everything we'd been through, we considered ourselves married. That lasted until he got a job with real benefits and we looked at the tax situation. Headed to the county recorder's office with our best friends for witnesses. Had a picnic at the park and spent the afternoon picking up mulch for the garden. We were together 6 years before getting married. We just hadn't had any reason to change up our relationship before then. But after he joined the military, I needed that extra sense of security that being in a marriage gives. I don't trust that one day he will take half of all I have and find another woman to run with. Spending my hard-earned money on her. You truly never know. Marriage was created to enslave and disadvantage women as well as allowing men to sign their name on the woman's own work of reproduction. I keep all my assets in my name. Assign POA to whomever I choose. And if the time comes to split, he can take his belongings and his assets and vamoose. What's the point of marriage? I love you so much. Let's get the government involved in our relationship, a fucking status symbol that you can post on Facebook that now guarantees half of your life savings to the other person if things don't work out? Yeah, fuck all that. We don't have children. And I don't believe in marriage in the legal sense. There's really no reason to. We are both lower class. And don't really have any reasons to spend the money. I have very little family. And I'm not sentimental. Waste of money. I've been engaged before and my partner, she's been married. We ain't in a rush. No reason to. We aren't religious. We live somewhere that I was easily able to make him my medical proxy, and if filing jointly the tax bracket bump would cost us quite a bit. To us, marriage is unnecessarily spending money. We're not anti-marriage and completely support those who pursue it, simply don't have a compelling reason to want one. We're 9 years in and have never encountered a situation where having that legal document of marriage would have benefited us. Because we would just go sign some documents and be done with it, can't really be bothered. I waited a very long time to date, and then I didn't date around forever but found my person. And we have been together now for almost 20 years. I don't think marriage has ever been a great thing for women, and I hate how conservative the whole thing is. I was always taught that men were somehow better, even though my mom is a feminist. I just always resented that. I love that we chose to be together. That we are loyal and love as each other because we want to. Legally we have versus similar rights to married couples in my country anyway. I never wanted to wear a white dress. I'm not religious either. Our relationship is for us. My mother has been married 8 times and divorced 7. In my view, the act of marriage is worthless and only costs you money. Coming and going. I've been with Misa for 10 years. We're still going strong. Lol BC, fuck the patriarchy, that's why. We got engaged 6 years ago, but it's too expensive to have a wedding. I can barely afford rent, so it just stopped being plausible. We could just do something small and simple, but at some point I stopped caring. Woman shrugging, we are married. In spirit. You paying? In couple for 17 years, 2 kids, not married, not thinking about it. Why would I get married? The main marriage I saw was my parents. They absolutely hated each other. I mean, seriously fought all the time, and my mother was horribly abusive. Never ever wanted to get married. In my 40s I found the first non-abusive relationship I've ever been in. We've been together for 9 years. I want to be with him. But I don't feel the need to get married, and neither does he. Also never wanted kids. The important thing in relationships is that both people want similar things. Because it's less taboo to get married and get a divorce than to just not get married. Woman shrugging.